The multi-billion-dollar browser war has begun, with Google in one corner, forced to sell off Google Chrome, a $20 billion web browser, or so they say. I actually think the value is much, much higher. More about that in just a minute. And in the other corner, we have ChatGPT OpenAI with news of them on the brink of a new AI browser. But what does this mean for you? And how is this going to lead to you making money? Well, pay close attention because there's a huge opportunity here. And this is a business I've been personally involved with for many, many years. But I want to point your attention to a very important number. And that number is $5.78. What does this mean for you? And how are these browser wars going to put money in your pocket? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get money. We're also going to talk about how this news of Google breaking off the Chrome browser, AI starting their own browsers, monopolies, trillion-dollar companies, and how this is going to affect you on a daily basis. This is important. Listen up, because the basis of what I'm about to show you has made me multiple seven figures online. And no, it had nothing to do with creating videos and teaching people how to make money. It had everything to do with web browsers. In fact, one web browser company actually named me their top affiliate several years in a row, and they were raking in hundreds of millions of dollars. But nobody talks about browsers as a business, and nobody talks about what that means for you. But if you're positioned correctly and you listen to this entire video, I believe you can be on the forefront of this emerging business that has hundreds of billions of dollars at stake right here, right now. This is an important video to watch today. And you may even want to watch it twice all the way through, because what you're about to learn can and will put money in your pocket when used correctly. So come on, let's hop in the computer, talk about the Chrome browser, the sell-off, AI browsers, and what this means for making money online. All right, so this is some of the biggest news we've heard in internet marketing in a long time. The browser wars are about to start, and they are going to put money in our pocket. First of all, we want to break this down and look at how this works. Currently, there are over 3.5 billion active users of the Google Chrome browser. What does this mean, and what does this drive? Well, if we use the Google Chrome browser, I want you to take a look at a few important things. One, if I was to go here in the Google browser and say something like money, what's going to happen is it is going to default to Google, which makes them money. More about that in just a minute. Let's first take a look at what this actually impacted. In 2008, when Google Chrome was released, let's look at the numbers and see what it did to Google as a company. First of all, we could see in 2007, Google's market share was right around 53%, meaning 53% of the people on the internet used Google as their default search engine, and that's how they made money. But let's fast forward to 2008. In 2008, they introduced the Google Chrome browser. Back before then, we used Internet Explorer, Firefox, and a couple of other browsers. Now we can see in 2008, after their browser was released, they jumped to a 63 or 72% gain just from the browser. Now, what happens in 2009 is nothing short of amazing. In 2009, they jumped to 81%, which means the rest of the companies had to fight for 20% market share. But it gets even better. Because right now, estimates are saying, even after the drops, even after the hiccups, even after ChatGPT and ChatGPT search, Google is still a 91% market share. Meaning, yeah, the other people are fighting for 9%. This is why the DOJ has named them a monopoly, because, yeah, they kind of are. But that might be a good thing in some instances. In fact, I think the damage done by having Chrome owned by a different company could be catastrophic to the internet as a whole. Because when you have that much data, and when you have 3.5 billion users, this is going to get kind of crazy. That's a lot of data. Think about all your passwords, all the things that Google Chrome remembers, the autofill. I mean, this is going to get insane. If you're a little worried, let me know as a comment below because this is going to shake some things up. But before we get into that, let's talk about some other players in the market. Back in about 2003, I started getting into browser marketing. We would actually go over to companies like OfferVault or whatever it was back then, and we would find these different browsers that would pay us money. It would be like Yahoo, you'd have MindSpark, you would have Ask Jeeves, you would have all these other ones that were huge companies, including the Allot company. A lot of these companies, as you can see, are worth like $100 million, $59 million, and Ask Jeeves at like $500 million. So there's a lot of money here, and the question is why? Why is there so much money in these browsers? And the reason is they control the way you search. In fact, back in 2001 to about 2006, I owned two different search engines. One search engine was a paid traffic search engine that was basically a glorified way to sell traffic to my advertisers. The other one was actually what's known as a safe search. I made a little search for people who are interested in the Bible. They can have it and they'd be able to search the internet without getting the weird stuff. And those actually made a pretty good amount of money. In addition, I promoted a lot of these other companies and made millions of dollars. I even went on and taught one of my students here who came to me and said, I want to learn what you're doing online. Her name is Kim. She came to me about 5 years ago, said, what are you doing? I want to learn it. And she went out there and made her own little add-on to Chrome and was able to make millions of dollars off of that. Now, the results here are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. While I was one of the bigger promoters of this stuff, I wasn't the biggest. In fact, there were lots of people making lots of money in this market, and they still do today. But I want you to realize this is a business, it's huge, and there's a lot of money about to flow to this with the new updates with the DOJ and chatgpt and AI and all of the shakeups. This is about to get crazy, and it is going to be flooded with money like you've never seen before. But first, let's take a look at that number we talked about earlier. If you were to take $20 billion and divide it by the 3.5 billion users, you would get a per user amount of $5.78. What does that mean? Well, that means that they're saying the average user, one person using Chrome, not buying anything, is worth $5.78. Now, I think it's worth a lot more to Google because they have their search engine, but humor me here, because looking at other similar apps like the Honey app or the Capital One shopping app, we saw that a couple years ago, the Honey app went for $4 billion. It was a simple app. It didn't cost anything. People used it and made money. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was on the back of affiliate marketing. This is a huge industry. Follow with me. This is about to get really good. Because what we're seeing here is a search market shakeup. Google, the £8 billion behemoth, is now getting shaken up and contenders can come in all over the place, which means venture capital is going to flow to new apps, tools, search products, AI, and more. And if you want to make money, listen close because these are the things that we can start to build now. Number one, homepages. A lot of people in the age of AI are going back to wanting an actual feed page. We saw Google change this up on mobile, somewhat on desktop. We see Yahoo continuing this model. We see ChatGPT and Bing OpenAI having this model built into their Copilot browser where it's actually asking you questions and saying, what do you want? Do you want an overview of the news? What are you looking for? This is stuff that's worth a lot of money, and this little box here, as cute as it is with little cats, it is actually worth billions and billions of dollars to Microsoft because the more people use something, the more money it is worth. The more data they gather, the more money it's worth. Much like Facebook. Many of us have never paid Facebook a dime, yet they have a per user value because people watching Facebook also watch ads. And those ads bring in money. That's what this is about here. It's super important that you understand how this works because unlike before, this is an unprecedented time where we can go out there and we can use AI to create these things super fast. And this is something I've been doing for a long time. In addition to homepages, we can also make feeds. I'll put some links in the description that'll go over some of these in more detail so you know how to create them. We can also go out there and make tools for easy search. Maybe we'll have a search engine for AI prompts. Or maybe AI prompt will be the new search. Or maybe this is going to leave a gap for the local market, which, newsflash, It is. And maybe this is also going to make Google step up a little bit to make their product better, because now people aren't going to default to them just by typing something in their browser. We're going to have to actively go to Google to look something up. And as simple as that might seem, take a look at the numbers here. Back in 2007, Google had a far superior product than it does today. Now, Bing and Google aren't that much different. But we could see back then, they only had a 53% market share. After they came out with the Chrome browser, boom, that almost doubled, practically overnight. And just imagine what would happen if a company like Google paid you $1, $2, or even $3 to get someone to download and use the browser. This is how we saw the Honey app got big. They paid between $4 and $8. This is how the Capital One shopping got big. They paid between $3 and $6 per download. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's just for a download. No name, no email, no credit card, no nothing. They download, I get paid. If it seems easy, it actually was, and I made a lot of money. So we're going to be keeping on top of the different browser add-ons, Chrome extensions, and different things like that, because you're going to see this industry shake up. Get ready. If you want to make money, smash the like button and let me know as a comment below. We can also see that AI-powered search is getting a huge boost, and on we go. So one of the easiest ways you can make money with this is keeping on top of the new things that are happening with AI search, with search engines, with the lawsuits with Google, and everything like that. In fact, this is what I'm doing over at AIProfitScoop.com. Here, we have a site designed to show you all the news, talk to you about how to make money, and talk to you about what's going on in the world of AI. In fact, I have a brand new video that I created with Alina going deeper into this topic. So I'll put that link in the description as well. And if you were to take a look at some of these web browser companies, you can see that there's quite a few of them. Mozilla, ScholarOne, Sigma, the browser company, and on we go. And a lot of these, like the browser company, is valued at over $550 million. We can also see the different things that they are into, how they market them, why they're valuable, and on we go. This is a business that is not to be ignored. If you ignore the power and magnitude of the browser industry, you are simply just refusing to make money online, because I believe that it's one of the biggest things in our history. And if you want to learn more about it, check out the videos in the description. And for the notes and links used in this video, hop on over to AIProfitScoop.com. Thanks again for watching. Smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.